the debt write-off, I think this is a great initiative by the government to write off student debt, and it's simply a wonderful initiative. I cannot imagine anyone here or abroad that will be displeased with this. If there's any stance that we as Guyanese can compare ourselves to the US, it is now, simply because the government in the US has tried time and again to implement university forgiveness for students. Of course, they're unsuccessful at this attempt. Our government, however, um, they has done this in a fraction of time.
Yeah, I think it's a great initiative for the first step towards having university free for locals. Maximizes disposable income for families. Just alleviates a little bit of stress. It allows graduates to further their studies. You know, don't have to be, all right, I'll pay this back and then wait and then probably go to my master's and my PhD afterwards. All it also does it encourages more career opportunities. You know, you don't have to be, okay, I gotta be stressing to go looking for a higher paying job just to pay off my loan. You know, I can start small and then build my way up. So I think it's pretty good, and I think they should continue doing it. I think it encourages students to even go and study. Like at the university again, we got at this rate now, you tend to have the younger generation going overseas and studying, whether it be in the Caribbean or more globally. So I think it encourages more students to come out, and even if it's just to do a diploma or certificate program, to just stay within the country and hopefully lessen that brain drain. You know, stay here and develop their own country through our own education system.
Students that who were currently at the university, this would be a very beneficial stage for them in life because, well, they would no longer have a burden on them that they had been carrying for years because their salary, they would now be relieved of like so much money that they was paying to the university. So that would be like a major impact for their life. A lot of friends that I have, they did not want to chase a third party studying. That is because they didn't feel that it was necessary to spend a lot of money on university fees to get a second degree. It's not a second degree, sorry, but a degree to further their job. So in doing this, I think that this would help strive to help a this would help a lot of other young people who are currently not within a financial position to actually afford the university to encourage them more to come to join the University of Guyana.
Firstly, I think that's actually a very good idea. And this not only benefits students, but I think it also benefits the people who are also working and our students here at UG. As it not only, I would say, reduces the financial strain that they have to go to, but it could also encourage other people to come to UG as well. In fact, I think that that would be the best course of action because the more people that we have coming to UG would make everything else better in the workforce.
I think you got students who got a potential to come at the university, but they come from a poor family background and they not afford for commit. Some of them got to drop out from secondary school and work and so on, to keep up the family support. And I think it's a good idea that the government do it to motivate students to come at the University of Guyana.
I believe that the debt write-off speaks volume of the PPPC government's commitment to delivering its pledges and prioritizing welfare and advancement of its citizens. It also signifies a government that values accountability, transparency, and responsiveness to the needs of its people. By honoring the campaign promises, the government will not only build trust and credibility with people of this country, but also demonstrate a clear dedication to addressing pressing issues and improving the lives of Guyanese citizens.
It's an excellent initiative initiated by the government of Guyana. There are a lot of youngsters. Guyana is a young economy. Guyana is a young country, a young developing country, and one of the key things to, in my opinion and my thoughts, one of the main things to an economy development and a country's development is its human resource, its HR resources. And young people in our country are now, and this initiative can make young people in our country and give them an opportunity to go and further their studies, educate themselves after free education at secondary level, of course. And so I believe, in my opinion, this is an excellent initiative by the government of Guyana. It is something that is motivating to myself as a young person in Guyana and as a graduate of the University of Guyana also to further my studies. And especially I know of a lot of young colleagues that were with me in university and are with me in university, would have had student loan, would have had student debts with the ministry and so forth. I'm happy that this initiative has taken place and that the government has recognized that it has a role to play when it comes to the development of our nation and our young people, and even to persons in mid-age that want to further their studies. You know, these are measures that we are all thankful for, and I am of the belief that my fellow colleagues who have the same, who would have had loans and debts with the Ministry of Finance, are happy about this initiative.
So I think it would impact them in one way, mainly that it would allow them to have more disposable income. So that way people can allocate money that they would have spent towards paying the loans to instead doing other things, such as car payments or mortgage payments, or even just for entertainment, which I think is really important and would allow people to feel a bit more financially stable. This directly combats brain drain. So you would find people who go to UG, they take their loans or for whatever way they choose for payments, and then they leave for whatever reason they may have. So in this case, it will encourage persons not only to go to UG and further their education, but actually stay in the country and be a part of not just the public sector, but just to invest their efforts and what they would have learned into the country. Free education is important for a number of reasons, apart from the fact that it would allow persons who have the ability to do what they want to do, but for some reason they just can't afford it. It would have, of course, encouraged people to look into it, even if it's something they don't want to, because it's more accessible. They'd be more inclined to go about it and then find a way to apply it later on in their life.
I think this move by the Ministry of Finance to write off the debt of loans for students who would have completed the University of Guyana, I think is a really good move, and it's a bold move by the government to ensure that to actually to take away the burden of having students paying back loans that they would have utilized when they would have applied to the University of Guyana. And I also think that this move would also encourage other students to further their studies in whatever fields they choose to pursue.
And I think it's a good initiative to write off the loans, because right now in Ghana we have a very big skills gap in engineering, the field I'm studying in. So by writing off loans and giving people like they wouldn't have to pay back now, more people will be encouraged to go into the sector and closing the skills gap, and we would no longer have to import labor to come into the country and work.
This is a great thing that the government did. This is not only gonna relieve them the pressure of having to pay back the amount of money that they owed. This is going to help them to move forward with their lives, and they wouldn't have to study about, oh, I have a debt to pay, and they wouldn't get anything else done. Most people, they're living a, let's say, I don't want to say, but like their lives, they're not really having that great income. You know, the income that they're receiving is not really that high. I think that it would be helpful to them.
As someone that also went through the loan process, I do feel as though it would benefit us a lot, because then it would take off a lot of, I wouldn't want to say baggage, but the weight. Yeah, the weight. It would take off a lot of weight, and it would help a lot of people. For Guyanese, mainly, I think it's going to help with the brain drain. If you give or you allow people to have that opportunity and they take full advantage of it, it will not just help themselves, but also the country in every aspect possible that you could really think about, really. And I think it will also give a lot of people motivation to actually take studying serious, you know? So yeah, I feel it to be a great step.
13,000 Guyanese are set to benefit from this initiative. Through this student loan debt write-off, the government is directly putting more funds into the hands of Guyanese across the country. Everything is a process. I know that a lot of citizens might be expecting to wake up and just expect free university across the board. However, as the president announced in 2023, the project will be implemented in phases. And as we know, this is just phase one of the process. So I think that this is a very important step towards showing commitment to this promise for Guyanese everywhere. As the fastest growing economy in the world, it is extremely important to possess a more skilled and diverse workforce. Through the promotion of free tertiary education for citizens, it will not only give more an incentive to attend the University of Guyana, but it will help the overall country to possess these skills that these companies or these investors require as they're coming into Guyana and as they're looking to even fulfill their local content mandate and their local content responsibilities.